Hey, what are you doing?
But she looks like she's not feeling well.
Are you too stupid to understand priorities?
Are you the one who helped my sister-in-law?
That's me. I was surprised at the time, but I'm just glad both mother and child are safe.
Amid the sounds of printing and keyboard tapping, I was staring intensely at the documents for an afternoon contract. These numbers are correct, right? Just to be sure, I moved the cursor back to double check, when suddenly...
Hey.
A low voice called out from behind, making my shoulders jump.
Are you still not done with that?
I turned around to Satoru Suzuki, my senior by 2 years, standing there with his arms crossed. Sorry, I'm just doing a final check.
And what number final check is this?
I was at a loss for words. Well, I thought it would be bad if I made a mistake.
You're so slow. Being careful is fine, but it's meaningless if you're holding things up. Here, the numbers are off.
My heart sank. What? Escaped my lips.
Look, the total and the breakdown don't match.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
See? No matter how many times you check, you can't even see where it's off.
His words were too accurate for me to argue back, so I swallowed my pride. I was sure I looked at it carefully.
You take a ridiculous amount of time, and this is what you get?
I'm sorry.
Fix it before you apologize. We're leaving in 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. He turned on his heel. After taking a few steps, he said without looking back.
It makes me sick that someone like you has the same name as me.
Yes, my name is Satoru Suzuki too. That's why people at the company call me the useless Satoru Suzuki. And, of course, he's the useful Satoru Suzuki. I managed to finish the revisions in 10 minutes, and the two of us headed to the business meeting.
Hurry up! We're cutting it close because of a certain someone.
Yes, I know. As we were walking quickly down a back street, we saw a woman sitting on the shoulder of the road. Her belly is big. Is she pregnant? The pregnant woman was looking down, but she looked pale. I couldn't help but stop and call out to her. Excuse me, are you okay?
Hey, what are you doing?
But she looks like she's not feeling well. Stopping because of me, he gritted his teeth in irritation.
In this day and age, everyone has a smartphone. If she's not feeling well, she can handle it herself. Are you too stupid to understand priorities?
He had a point, but there was also a chance she had lost her phone or had other problems. Plus, she was pregnant. With all due respect, I think this takes higher priority.
What?
I had apologized countless times, but this was the first time I had talked back. He flared up for a moment.
I'm going ahead. Do whatever you want.
With that, he walked off briskly, leaving me and the pregnant woman behind. Excuse me, are you okay? I quickly approached the woman and called out again. She looked up, her face a bit pale.
Just now, my water suddenly...
Looking closely at her feet, I saw a wet spot spreading on the asphalt. Then I realized her water broke. The woman held her belly anxiously.
It doesn't hurt much, but something feels weird.
How does it feel weird?
I feel like something is coming out.
A moment of silence. I hesitated, but lowered my gaze. Through her wet, thin clothes, something clearly abnormal was visible. Something thin, pale, yet pulsing regularly. This is bad. Please don't move.
Huh?
Just trust me, do not stand up. I'm calling an ambulance, they'll be here soon. My fingers trembled slightly as I pressed just 3 numbers. The pregnant woman was still pale, and looked a bit dazed. She looked calm, but I knew she probably wasn't. She was just confused with fear.
Yes, this is 119. Fire or ambulance?
It's a pregnant woman. Her water broke, and I think there's an umbilical cord prolapse. Immediately, the operator's voice grew tense.
Please have the patient lie on her left side. If possible, elevate her hips.
Left lateral decubitus position, right?
Yes, please put your phone on speaker and keep it nearby.
Can you lie down? The woman nodded in confusion. I took off my jacket and laid it on the ground. It might be too late, and it was just a thin piece of cloth, but it was better than nothing. Please lie down on this. Take your time. Supporting her, I helped her lie on her left side and slid my bag under her hips. This position might be a little uncomfortable, but it's better this way.
Does this have to do with the baby?
Yes. When I told her briefly and clearly, her breathing became shallow.
Is my baby going to be okay?
I'm doing the best I can right now to save them. Honestly, I didn't know the condition, but I answered immediately, making sure not to show any hesitation. A siren started ringing in the distance. It was still faint, but it was definitely getting closer. The woman's hand grabbed my sleeve.
I'm scared.
It's gonna be okay. They'll be here soon. I kept talking to her slowly, matching the rhythm of her breathing. Shortly after, the ambulance stopped right in front of us. After handing over the woman to the paramedics, they asked for my contact info, so I gave them my business card before rushing to the client's office. It hasn't even been 30 minutes. Maybe if I explained the situation, the client would understand? That wishful thinking was immediately shattered.
Mr. Satoru Suzuki, who has an appointment, has already arrived. Who might you be?
No, well, I'm Satoru Suzuki too. It probably didn't help that I was holding a dirty rolled-up jacket and bag.
Is this some kind of joke? Should I call security?
Please wait, I'm telling you, it's not like that. The receptionist was suspicious of me from the start, and wouldn't even listen to me properly. Actually, we just have the same name.
Security!
Wait, I'm sorry! As I stood outside the building at a loss, my senior came out a little later with a cold look in his eyes. Are you perhaps coming to get me?
As if. The contract is already signed.
So the contract was successfully concluded, right?
Obviously.
That's good.
You idiot! Do you not understand the point of today? Of course the contract was going to be signed. The manager paired us up so you, who can barely get any contracts, could get some success experience. And you ruined it by being late.
Yes, today was a business meeting arranged just for me. That's why he was so angry earlier, shouting, "Are you too stupid to understand priorities?" I'm sorry.
I'm done with you.
When I returned to the office, as expected, I ended up getting reprimanded by the manager.
Oh, so you couldn't make it because you were helping a sick person. That's quite an acrobatic excuse you've come up with.
No, it's true.
True or not, the fact remains that you're neglecting your work. As expected of the useless Satoru Suzuki.
A few days later, I noticed it as soon as I got to work. There was nothing on my desk. Before, people used to casually leave documents or stick sticky notes on it, but now there was absolutely nothing. I booted up my computer and opened my email, but my inbox was quiet too. Huh? That's strange. At the desk next to mine, a colleague was speaking in a low voice to someone.
The manager checked that. So we're submitting it first thing in the afternoon, right?
Nothing had come to me. Was I not shared on this? My hand gripping the mouse started to sweat.
The schedule for this project is tight. Let's divide the work.
When I looked, my senior had gathered a few people in a corner of the floor and was starting to explain. It was a familiar sight. My feet naturally walked towards them. Excuse me, is there anything I can help with?
It's fine. We'll handle this over here.
An immediate response. The glance he gave me was colder than before. But...
Just do your own work properly. It's bad enough you're slow. If you do anything unnecessary, everyone will suffer.
I went back to my desk and checked my work. It's not like I had absolutely nothing to do. But I had been taking off all the important tasks. All that was left was simple data entry and formatting documents. Is this it? I faced the screen, the cursor blinking. Click, click, I typed. Even though it was simple work, my fingers felt awkward. Don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake. Because I checked every single letter, it took even longer than usual. In the afternoon, I timidly printed the documents I had entered and brought them to my senior's desk. Could you check this, please? He reached out his hand without taking his eyes off the screen. A few seconds later,
The font here is wrong, and the line spacing here is off.
I'm sorry. A monotonous voice. He didn't even yell. It was just a tone that showed me he expected nothing from me. That was the hardest part. In the evening, the floor started to get a bit noisier.
Can you get these documents done by tomorrow?
Busy voices flew back and forth. Amidst all that, I was the only quiet one. I had already finished my work. But I didn't know if it was okay to go home. Is there anything to do? I opened my email again, but there were no new messages. During a lunch break on one of those nerve-wracking days, I heard whispering from the desk next to mine. My ears naturally tuned in.
Hey, did you hear? President Narusawa is apparently here, from that famous company. Apparently the person who helped his pregnant wife when she collapsed works at our company. I heard he came to thank that person directly.
Thump. My heart pounded. Could it be?
They say they know the name too. It's Satoru Suzuki. I wonder which one.
No doubt about it, it's her. The pregnant woman from that time. Right before I handed her over to the paramedics, she kept thanking me in a trembling voice. Her husband is... The sound of me pulling out my chair echoed loudly. Before I knew it, I had stood up. I ran straight to the manager's desk. Manager, that's Satoru Suzuki, President Narusawa is looking for. I think it's me.
Huh?
I told you the other day, didn't I? That I helped a pregnant woman crouching on the street. The manager's expression clouded over in an instant.
Are you planning to step forward?
Yes. The manager crossed her arms, stayed silent for a while, and then let out a small sigh.
Don't. If you go, you might do something unnecessary and ruin the atmosphere. He's the president of a famous large company, you know. Do you realize what would happen to a small company like ours with just one slip of the tongue?
I thought it was only natural to tell the truth. But when I realized the possibility that I might mess something up, and the consequences that would follow, I was at a loss for words. But, I'm the one who helped her.
That's exactly why. Stop doing unnecessary things.
In that case, shall I go?
That was when it happened. I turned towards the light voice to see my senior standing there in his usual manner.
They're looking for Satoru Suzuki, right?
What are you getting at?
I have the same name, so it's less likely I'll blow her cover. The pregnant woman herself isn't here. I'll just play along and make connections for the sake of the company.
What? Thinking about the worst case scenario, maybe it was better to find a safe method where I wouldn't mess things up. I understood that much, but even a poor worker like me knows. Shouldn't it be wrong for someone else to step forward? But that's just a lie.
Shut up!
After seeming to think for a moment, the manager slowly nodded.
Indeed. That would be safer.
Right? Leave it to me. This sort of thing should be handled by someone who's used to it.
Wait a minute! I raised my voice, of course, but no one listened to the words of someone whose reputation had hit rock bottom. Telling me to knock it off one last time, my senior and the manager walked right into the reception room where President Narusawa was waiting. In the reception room, President Narusawa and his younger sister Yuko were waiting. When the manager and the others entered and exchanged light greetings, their eyes naturally turned to the person who was supposedly Satoru Suzuki.
Are you the one who helped my sister-in-law?
That's me. I was surprised at the time, but I'm just glad both mother and child are safe.
Saying that, he handed over his business card. It clearly read Satoru Suzuki. Thank you so much. You're the savior of my wife and son.
Oh, it's nothing that grand.
Not at all. I heard that without your appropriate treatment, Satoru, my son would have been in grave danger.
Appropriate treatment?
At that moment, President Narusawa and Yuka's eyebrows twitched. Yes, it's wonderful that someone so young has such knowledge of emergency response.
No, it wasn't a big deal. I just happened to know about it while broadening my knowledge in various fields.
Pardon me for asking something rude. Do you remember the condition my sister-in-law was in when you found her?
Well, she was crouching on the street.
My sister-in-law's water broke, and she was experiencing an umbilical cord prolapse. In that case, what is the appropriate treatment?
Umbilical what? No, well, I just did as I was told when I called 119.
What position was she in? Which side was facing down? What did you do with her pelvis?
Silence. My senior had no choice but to fall silent.
You can't answer, can you? Brother, this isn't the person who helped my sister-in-law. I don't know their intentions, but this is a complete fake.
Yes, it certainly seems so.
Wait, but I am indeed Satoru Suzuki.
My sister-in-law said that the Satoru Suzuki who called for help clearly seemed to have medical knowledge. But you clearly don't.
The business card I received earlier certainly said Satoru Suzuki. But he is obviously a different person. What is the meaning of this?
We are terribly sorry. The business card we handed you belongs to this man, and his name is indeed Satoru Suzuki. However, the Satoru Suzuki you are looking for is someone else.
Then I was called in. Not knowing the situation, I nervously opened the reception room door, and my eyes went wide. Huh? Yuka? I blurted it out instinctively. Yes, if my memory wasn't mistaken, I knew her. Sorry for the sudden outburst. Let's see. Yes, you're Yuka Narusawa, right? Why are you here?
I knew it! It was you, Satoru!
Yuka, what is going on?
Satoru and I went to the same university. Hearing the name Satoru, the description of his age and appearance, and the fact that he had medical knowledge, I thought it might be him. But since someone else showed up, I thought I was just imagining things.
The same university? Does that mean he's a nurse?
No. Satoru gave up on becoming a nurse halfway through and got a regular job without taking the national exam.
I see. He went to a nursing college. No wonder he has knowledge of emergency response. President Narusawa nodded to himself. Yes, I went to a nursing university. Originally, I wanted a job where I could directly help people. But I was deeply shocked when an elderly man I had grown close to during my practicum suddenly passed away. I came to the conclusion that becoming a nurse was impossible for me. So I just graduated and never took the national exam. So, you're the real Satoru Suzuki. Thank you so much, really. My wife and son are both safe. I heard from the doctors too. If it weren't for your actions back then, they would have been in grave danger. No, I just did what I could. There aren't many people who can do what they can at a moment's notice. Is that so? I don't know how correct my judgment was, considering I'm so bad at my job. But for me, that was the top priority at the time. Knowing that the woman and her child were safe brought a genuine smile of relief to my face. By the way, why did you two do something so foolish? After the gentle atmosphere settled and our conversation naturally ended, President Narusawa's gaze turned to the manager.
Well, he is, not very good at his job, so I thought it would be bad if he made some sort of blunder by any chance.
So you lied? The president nodded slightly, then looked at me. I see. After hearing what they just said, what do you think? What kind of answer was President Narusawa looking for? Having lowered my gaze, I couldn't understand his true intentions. I definitely felt annoyed, but I don't think they're wrong. Just as the manager said, I really might have messed something up. I heard a sharp intake of breath. I knew, at least, that it wasn't the answer he was expecting. You must have endured days harsh enough to damage a person's self-esteem this much. I understand. Then, how about this? It might be presumptuous to call this a repayment of a favor, but Satoru, why don't you change jobs and work for my company? You shouldn't stay in a place like this. I promise you the same type of job with better treatment than you're getting now.
What?
Me? At that famous company? That was a very attractive offer, but I could only see a future where I become a burden there too. Thank you very much, but I have to decline. I'm incompetent, so...
I don't think that's true.
Yuka murmured suddenly, quietly but clearly.
Isn't it just that the job doesn't suit you? A truly incompetent person wouldn't be able to handle emergency response so efficiently. Prioritization, judgment, treatment, communication. You did everything perfectly. In other words, you don't lack ability. You're just in the wrong place.
It wasn't until she said it that I realized. It was true. That day, I managed to carry out the first aid properly. Normally, I would have definitely taken too long and made mistakes.
Hey Satoru, what do you think I do for a living now?
Huh? Aren't you a nurse?
Too bad. Wrong. I'm actually a childcare worker. And at the company daycare my brother runs.
Did you give up on becoming a nurse too, Yuka?
Wrong again. Actually, I always wanted to be a childcare worker. I went to university to get a nurse qualification because it's versatile and highly valued as a childcare worker.
I see.
So, Satoru, why don't you try being a childcare worker too?
That was such a sudden proposal that my eyes widened in surprise. Me, a childcare worker. I had never thought about it, but being a childcare worker is one of the jobs that directly help people, which I once aimed for.
When dealing with children, your kindness will be a strength. Besides, you basically won't face death in this job.
Ah, you knew. The reason I gave up on being a nurse.
Yeah, we were in the same group during the nursing practicum, after all. You looked like you were in so much pain back then. So, what do you say? Don't you want to chase your dream one more time?
The path Yuka presented to me certainly looks shining to me now.
What do you think of that, brother? The number of employees is going to keep increasing, and the demand for the company daycare will rise too. Don't you think it would be better to have more hands?
True, that's not a bad proposal. But I don't have a childcare worker qualification. There's no need to worry about that. We will support you in getting your qualification, with the premise of you working at our company daycare. It's just like the training systems at bus companies.
President Narusawa, with all due respect, I think you should reconsider. He really can't do his job.
Yeah, he's completely useless.
That kind of attitude, labeling someone as incompetent, is exactly what's wrong. There's no future for an organization like that. Overwhelmed by President Narusawa's fury, the manager and my senior were left speechless. I can provide an environment where you can demonstrate your true abilities. So, Satoru, what do you say? I felt a bit lightheaded. Was this really reality? Even if I'm not a nurse, a job where I can help people. Moreover, I get support to get a childcare worker qualification, and they guarantee me a job afterward. Yes, please. My own answer sounded unusually loud. Seeing them smile happily, my heart pounded with a little anxiety and a lot of anticipation. After that, the manager and my senior were fiercely scolded by the higher-ups for presenting a fake.
Damn it! It's his fault I'm in this mess.
However, the only punishment handed down was a severe warning. Even the scolding was mostly about why they couldn't have handled it better. It really showed the true nature of this company once again. But the fact that they mistreated an employee was completely ignored. They were relieved to be rid of the burden, but it was short-lived.
Doesn't it feel like her contract success rate has been dropping lately?
About that, it seems a rumor is spreading in the industry that our company is an awful black company.
Though the source was unknown, that rumor gradually eroded their credibility, and ultimately, the company went bankrupt. Even after becoming unemployed, the manager, Satoru Suzuki, and everyone else who had mistreated me completely failed to find success in their careers. For those who fit in well with that company's toxic culture, making it in any other company proved to be quite difficult. Meanwhile, after finishing 2 years at a vocational school and getting my childcare worker qualification, I was working at that company daycare. Teacher, I did it! Hearing my name, I naturally looked down. Standing there was a boy at the daycare named Kazu. He held out a slightly crooked origami figure. I gently took it with my fingertips. Wow! Yeah, you made it perfectly. When I said that, Kazu's face lit up brightly. Kazu reached his arms out. I picked him up without hesitation. He was light, so incredibly light, but he clearly had the weight of a life. I'm so glad you're healthy. Hearing my unintentional words, Kazu just smiled innocently, knowing nothing of the fear and tension from that day.
That's a life you saved, Satoru.
No, I just didn't get my priorities wrong, that's all. Yes, this was the child born on that day. When President Narusawa's wife, Ayano, returned to work, he was entrusted to this daycare. Your mom will be here to pick you up soon. Kazu tightly gripped my shirt. That small grip felt strangely warm. A smile naturally spilled across my face.
That look suits you. I knew this job was perfect for you, Satoru.
What look?
A look of relief, feeling safe for someone else's sake.
Yuka gently nestled close to me. In front of us, the children were laughing. One almost cried after falling, but someone else pulled them up. Seeing that, another child laughed. It was messy, but it was a scene of true connection.
You're kind, careful, and very observant, Satoru. I'm sure this is your calling.
In my last workplace, all those traits were considered negatives, and I made a lot of mistakes.
You just didn't have any breathing room. In fact, you don't make any mistakes here, do you?
Yeah, it's strange. Ah, Mommy! Reacting to Kazu's voice, we turned around. Everyone has their own aptitudes, and the places where they can shine are different. That's why those who find a place where they can shine are truly lucky. Because now, I enjoy every single day so much.
Aw, very cute episode. Brittany here, and once again we are almost to 100,000 subs! Amazing! So make sure to like and subscribe to help us with our goal. See you next time!